reason why I like the classes here at Century is because they're all small and you also get to meet other artists who enjoy doing the same things you do. So it's really nice coming from a background with a Hmong family. All my siblings are not really artists. So when you first come to my website, you see my self-portraits because that's how I got started into photography. So I couldn't find any models, so the best model you have is yourself, right? With a tripod and a remote control, a wireless remote, you can do all this, and it's just a lot of Photoshop. And these are all good. 90% of them were taken in my bathroom, so it's good. Thank you. I chose photography because, well, in high school, when you're supposed to choose a career that you're supposed to go for, everyone's always like pushing you to go for it. And I was never really good with like any of the generals, academic-wise. I was like, psh. But then I found my niche was in arts, like hands-on. I did a lot of hands-on before I went to photography. And then when I started using the camera, I just couldn't let go of it. I got out of high school and I won a few awards. I did play around with other courses, but then my heart was like, no, that you have to go for what you love. And once you do it, you'll be happy. And then now I'm in photography and I love it.
I like the 3D animation program here at Century because it gives you a basic fundamentals of 3D and kind of just the building block foundation that you need to start out in the 3D industry. With this 3D animation, you can merge the best of both worlds, where you can have your technical side of your brain kind of mesh with the creative side, and it's really fun with stuff that you can make out of this kind of cool 3D animation world. And it's not just limited to characters. You can do scene creation, you can do games, you can even do crime scene stuff if you want to go the legal route and kind of setting up kind of like crash accidents, other stuff like that. And you can also go into engineering and designing jet turbines, anything you wish. In each scene, I kind of design the environment, put the characters and the props in there, much like a regular video crew would do kind of with their scene. These planes that you're seeing are actually grass. They're just showing up in the viewport as solid rectangular squares. However, when you were to render the image, you can notice that instead of the gray plains, you now see grass kind of clumps and then the tree as well. Although the more stuff you have in your scene, the longer it will take to save your file.
I like the Century classes. It's really nice to come to school in the morning and have your teachers be like your friends and your mentors at the same time. They're really accepting and they help you through everything versus, you know, being teachers and being strict and having to follow all the rules all the time. They let you be creative and they let you do what you want, which is really nice. I started off in the Design Basic class thinking it was an art class and then I kind of caught on and I kept taking the classes and I just fell in love with it and I never turned back. I'm also currently working on an upscale project. It's taking a crappy old something and making it new and fresh and looking elegant. So I took Mendota Springs sparkling water. Their marketing is awful. I bought some from the grocery store and I took it home and I'm actually going to be using the fabrications lab here at Century to engrave the new logos into bottles so I have an actual physical project to present at my portfolio show. In graphic design, having a font library so you have a million different fonts all at once is really handy. Also, the printers here are awesome. We have Mac labs in every computer lab, so if you're a Mac person, that's awesome. Using the fabrications lab is really cool, and just you're having your teachers at your fingertips. Have you ever been able to text your teacher or Facebook your teacher and been like, hey, I have a question, can you answer it? That's the best resource you have. So that's what I appreciate the most about Century.
I chose this field because I have always not only been an ambitious person who loves kind of just being out and about while working, but I've also just always had this kind of creative side of, you know, making different kinds of content. My favorite thing about film is being able not only to just be a camera operator and working with, you know, the cameras, but pre-production, figuring out and planning exactly how you want this to be shot and how you want this to be edited. And most people, you know, only have the opportunity to be a cameraman or to be an editor or to be a director. And one thing I've always been interested in is not only kind of just directing people, saying this is how it needs to get done and this is how we're going to do it and getting it done, but also just being able to work with everything else. Visual communication technology is an incredible program that not only just takes you as a filmmaker, but takes different professionals in different fields and kind of connects them all together. And that really helped me, especially with networking. So not only am I just knowing different videographers, I also now know a photographer that can take my, you know, LinkedIn picture or can take some professional photos for my website. I also know a web developer that could, you know, help build a website. And on top of that, I can help my other friends out and, oh, you need a video for your website? You need a video of your dog running around a tree? I got you.